Okay, hello, welcome. My name is Jamaica, and today I'm going to be showing you the importance of in-person events like career fairs, and we're actually going to go into the field. This week I'm going to take you on a career fair that I'm going to go to and talk to you about why it's important to go to some of these in-person events, to show up and, present yourself and show a smile, get a name tag, and really networking in person. That's something that's kind of going under the radar, I feel like, with a lot of online forums and a lot of job applications that are strictly online. But I want to talk about the importance of, these in-person career fairs, and that's what I'm going to do. You're going to see me go to an actual career fair. I'm going to film some of that for you, and I really hope that you gain some insightful advice. I know it can be nerve-wracking sometimes to present yourself, especially in this light when you're looking for a job, but just know there's light at the end of the tunnel, and I hope you really gain some insights from my actual experience in this week. And without further ado, let's go to me. I hope you enjoy. Good morning. I am about to go to a career fair. I'm getting ready to go right at 11. The event starts at 11. It's from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. It is presented by the city, so it doesn't say any details about what companies are going to be there at all, but I'm assuming a lot of city organizations or organizations that work through the city, so that's kind of like what I'm assuming. But I did check the website, and I checked all the information and the event information and details, and it doesn't say anything or specify any companies that's going to be there. So that is going to be a little bit difficult in terms of bringing a resume, because they say to bring your resume there for employers, obviously, to meet with them and talk to them. So I'm just going to bring a standard financial resume. That's what I'm thinking. Since my background is in financial products and things like that. So hopefully that works. There's not a contact on the event. So I'm just gonna guess there and bring a general financial resume and another one, a little bit more about product management. And hopefully that will get me somewhere. I'm not really sure. But right now I'm about to change because I can't wear this. I can't wear a jacket. I just got ready and tried to look as business presentable as possible and not how I've been feeling lately, because I've been feeling very defeated. But that's how it is right now. Anyway, I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna wear, and then we're gonna head out and we're gonna put on a smile. We're gonna fake everything and we're gonna put on a smile. And yeah, we're try to get some contacts, try to network as much as possible. I really at least appreciate the in-person opportunities that I do have, because it's at least I'll get to talk to a human in person rather than calling around or just filling out endless voids of resumes and endless voids of applications online. At least I get to talk to someone and feel like I'm doing something, and I'm get to talk to them right there rather than through email. So I feel like it's a little bit better in terms of a contact. So I'm going to at least get, some numbers, some emails, and maybe ask them to meet up in person for coffee or something like that. That's what I've been doing when I went to the last career fair. It was about a week and a half ago now. And I got two main emails and people that I've been emailing. One of them was for Truist, actually. So hopefully I get some other contact like that, at least. And then I can send my resume through them, either through email. And then they met me in person. So, they kind of know what I look like, or know that I smiled to them and said hello and I was nice, had a good presence and looked professional. So that's kind of my mentality for these. And I'm trying to, be as optimistic as possible, given my circumstances and everything that's been happening lately. I'm really grateful, like I said, that it's in person, and it's not just a void of resumes, a void of job applications that I've been doing and not talking to anyone and not getting anywhere and not hearing anything. Anyway, let's get dressed. Okay, so these are options. I have this outfit that's a little bit more colorful. I feel like this is marketing kind of, because it's boot cut as well and styled. And then we have this one that's a little bit more toned down with the black shirt, and these are muted green business pants. I'm thinking of this one. I feel like it's a little bit more versatile if there are financial people. I don't know, that's just what I'm thinking. And also this entire outfit is H&M. So if H&M is watching and wants to hire me, I'm here. And please check out my LinkedIn profile. These business pants are also H&M. So like I said, if you guys are watching, I'm definitely open to work for H&M in their corporate offices, marketing, product, operations, anything, analytics as well. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna put this one on and maybe just save this for another time. There's actually another career fair coming up, so maybe I'll wear that at that one. All right, this is the outfit. And the shoes are easy. I'm just gonna put on flats. But this is the business professional outfit, this black shirt and these off muted green pants. I'm thinking of bringing a folder with me just to carry my resume. That's what I did last time as well. So I'm just gonna wear this flats folder. Let's go. Also, really good. I will say I'm trying to think of the good things within all of this. And one of them is that I'm a lot less nervous, I've noticed, just because I've done this a few times before. I can't lose my job because that's already happened. So I literally have nothing to lose. So if you are ever feeling nervous about going to these things, maybe it's a little bit different if you do have a job, maybe you do have something to lose. But for me in my position, I'm like, I have nothing to lose. Chances are I'm not being like rude to people. I'm just trying to be as positive and like smiling to everyone and just introducing myself. And that's obviously what they're here for, right? Like people that are going to career fairs, companies that are scouting at career fairs, that's literally what they're there to do. They're in this space because they're hiring and they want people to join their team. That's literally the point of, the companies that aren't there and that don't show up, they're, not as forward in terms of like looking for people, but the companies that are obviously out here trying to scout for new people, that's literally what they're doing. And so that's kind of like my mentality when I'm trying to think of that. So that definitely helps me out. And just a tip is like, just, know it can be nerve-wracking, but just know that that's why they're there. They want to meet people. They want to just at least build connections and meet people in person, even if it doesn't immediately lead to a job, next week or in the next day, but they want to build these connections so that they can reach out to people when they're building new jobs and when they are opening those new roles, they can reach out to those people and email people, hey, this is an invite to apply to this position. I remember meeting you at the career fair. Like, this is something that I remember you talking about. Here's this new marketing role. I think it's a great fit for, our conversation. And so that's literally the point of this. So, I get being nervous, but just try to, be calm and know that that's literally why they're there. Go up to people, talk to them, at least introduce yourself, say like where you went to school. Maybe someone went to the same school you went to, and that's, a connection or building base from there. So, okay, so I have 3 resumes that I had remaining last time. This is like a general financial operations data analysis resume. So I have 3 of these. These are like my one-pagers. I have 1,000 different versions of my resume, I promise. This is literally 37, but I have another canvas sheet with like 100 different versions of my resume. I've been on the job search for a while, so yeah, a lot of different resumes. Anyway, this is one version, my just general financial operations, customer account management, data analysis resume. And I just mentioned all of those skills. This is like a general analytical and financial operations resume. And then this is only 1 page. Most of my others are now 2 pages just because I spoke to a talent acquisition or hiring manager, and they looked over my resume and they said with packing in, relevant experience, it's okay if your resume is 2 pages. And spills over into 2 pages. So I was taking their advice and I started doing 2-page resumes. So I have this one. I'm gonna print out another one just really quickly. My like general PO one as well, just in case there's a company there that has those positions. I'm not sure, like I said, it doesn't specify. To give a little bit more clarity, this is the career fair I'm going to. Here, and yeah, it doesn't specify or provide like a number to call. So that's, yeah, it's just a mystery. But yeah, I'm just still gonna go, and then yeah, and then we're gonna head out. Yeah, the remaining ones are 2-pagers. So this one is more marketing focused. I have marketing strategist, data-driven marketing strategist. I think that's that one. And then I have, yeah, another one of those. So I made 2 copies. Let's get these stapled. I think I left my folder in the car, so I'm gonna put it in this notebook for now. And then take all of this in my bag. Just put it up so it doesn't crease, and then it's all going in here. Pens. They will most likely give a name tag, because that's what a lot of career fairs typically do, so I don't have to worry about that. First, just want people to know my name and know, you know, a general overview of my background, my degree, what I specialize in, my experience, and that's the main key, is talking to as many people as possible, making sure you're trying to be as memorable as possible, and I'm ready to go. Fine. Okay, I just got here and the parking lot is full, which makes me a little bit sad, I'm not gonna lie, because I just got here and I'm pretty early. I mean, I found a park, but it's pretty full, which is kind of surprising me. Yeah, anyway, let's go inside.
Yeah, exactly. And you give.
I am leaving the career fair now. It was a lot of people there. There was a line when I went. I'm gonna show a video, or I'm gonna show some video of that.
Or to like pay for any of the TomTom stuff, but
yeah, even to get
But there was a line out the door when I walked in, which was a little bit nerve-wracking, I'll admit, for me, just because I was trying to come on time and I thought that I was pretty prompt or pretty punctual, and there was already a line of people, which part of it was because you had to sign in, so I think it was just part of that. But I did the best I could. I showed up, and that's really what matters. I talked to pretty much every company that was there, given that I didn't know who was going to be there. And actually, when I was standing in line, someone also mentioned that behind me, that they didn't know who was going to be there, and I was like, I know. So I had to bring like a general resume with me, which was a little bit difficult, but I showed up. I got a lot of people's email. I'm gonna go back, sign in, and try to do as many job alerts as I can from the companies that I did see there. And I got to meet people in person. I got to make an impact, and that's really all that matters. That's all I can do. I'm doing everything in my power to, you know, find a new career and move along in my career. I did speak actually with the city of Richmond. That's a table that was there that I really wanted to speak to, just because I had been applying to a lot of city jobs. So I for those companies that are there, it's a little bit easier because she was actually able to look me up in the system and see what I was applying to, and she gave me a lot of good insight, which I really did appreciate. And I was saying thank you so much, because it's really hard not knowing what companies are looking for and the position that are there, are the candidates they're looking for. And I had a few questions to ask specifically about the required experience versus the preferred experience. And she mentioned that the resume is a little bit less important. They're looking at the job application itself. So all the questions that they ask you during the job application, and there's like a set of questions. So she said that if you score 70 or lower, they typically aren't looking at you. And she was able to see what I had been applying to, and she said specifically for one position that I scored like a 60, so it automatically, they don't look at that. So that was like disheartening to hear, but it was like good to know that it really depends on the questions. They're not even looking at your resume if you don't pass 70% or higher. So that was really good to know, but also really sad because the questions that they ask typically are about your experience. So if you're saying that you have, let's say 3 to 5 years of experience versus someone that has 10 to 15 years of experience, it's literally just based on that. So if you're saying that you have 3 to 5 years of experience, and you score it lower, they're not even looking at your resume. And she was being pretty honest with that, which I really appreciate. And she was saying, yeah, it's pretty hard for people that are early on just because they're looking at whenever people are applying and they have 100, 200, 300 plus applicants, they're just going to hire someone with more experience, someone with because I was mentioning that I was applying to a lot of librarian positions, so positions that are in libraries, and for someone that has 10 to 15 years experience, they're just going to hire that person just because they have more experience and they scored higher. So if they scored like a 70, or if they scored like 80 to 90 on that supplemental questions, they're just going to go with that person because there's so many applicants. So that was good to hear. And it's also kind of like disheartening just because even if I can say that I've been in a librarian position, I'm only so old, so I don't have obviously 15 plus years of experience. So it kind of feels like I don't know what to do, but I'm doing everything in my power. That's all I can do. And I did mention as well that I've been trying to actually volunteer. So I asked, hey, for people that for, you know, me in my case, how do I gain experience if I'm being kicked out or not seen as having enough experience? How do I gain experience that you have? So I'm definitely gonna apply to new positions with that thought in mind, to really accumulate all of anything that I can think of that with that background, any sort of relevant experience, and kind of tack that on to the years, because that's the advice that I was given. But yeah, that's really everything that I can do. I think that I'm gonna go to one more place. I did see when I was driving past, there was a credit union that I saw, and since I'm already dressed and have a resume, I was thinking of just hopping in there and seeing if there's a hiring person or a manager on duty to see if they're hiring. Maybe long shot, I don't know, but I'm already dressed, and I'm already over here, so I thought, why not just do that? But overall, I was there for an hour. I made the best of my time. I'm really proud of myself. I'm really proud of myself for asking for contact, for emails, for phone numbers. I'm really proud of myself. I only have, let's see, I gave out most of my resumes. This is all I can do. I'm doing everything I can. I'm really proud of myself, and I'm just going to stick with it. Later today, I'm going to go on, like I said, to these portals and see what posting they do have. And there's a few that of course aren't open yet, so I'm just gonna sign up for job alerts there. But yeah, I did everything that I could. I really showed up, and I'm really honestly proud of myself. So if you're feeling nervous, I would highly recommend to just go out there, present yourself, dress nice so you feel good, and then just, you know, smile at everyone. And be kind and make the best of your time. Okay, so a little debrief after the career fair. My top 3 feedback that I want to point out when going to a career fair is making sure to talk to everyone there, even if it's a company that you've never heard of before, or you think that there aren't any spaces in your field. Some jobs may come up in the future, so make sure to talk to everyone there that you can. Number 2 is to get emails. That's the main thing, not just saying, hey, what do you guys have available, or, you know, doing the QR codes. A lot of companies typically have QR codes to scan that go to their career site. And that's something that I could have done at home, so I'm not just here just to hear someone say to go on the career site. I came out, I drove. I want to get some names, I want to get some emails, so make sure to ask for their contact to all the booths there that you're interested in, or you think that they may have fields opening soon. And number 3 is to just try to stay positive. I think this is the hardest thing, and that you saw I really struggle with a little bit from time to time, especially when you're jumping to different job fairs. You may feel like very defeated, as you heard. I was feeling that, but when you're actually in this space, really make sure to try to have a positive attitude, be hopeful. It's actually good that you're talking to someone and not just at home online applying to an endless field of job applications. So at least try to feel hopeful about that. And I really hope you did enjoy and found some insights from this. I really want something good to come out of this myself, so I'm still, looking. We're in this together, and I really, really hope that you gain the confidence to, try something new, go to career fairs. For any of the contacts you did have and felt a connection with, or maybe there was something that you guys connected with. You guys may have had the same undergraduate degree or went to the same school maybe, so you can email that and really try to gain those connections, network, and maybe even ask to meet up for coffee, but really making sure to follow up with that and continuing to reach out so that they don't forget about you. With that, that's all the advice that I have today. Please join me next week. I'm going to talk about something really special, and I really hope you enjoyed. Stay hopeful, and we are in this together. Goodbye.